Greetings, programs. This is Wretch, and welcome back to Shadowrun Dragonfall. In the last episode, Dante and Wretch here were exploring the cruise bazaar. We donated some new yen to a local charity group that takes care of trolls and orcs, and we found out charity may be our undoing because now we lack the necessary new yen to get some weapon upgrades, so that shows me. We're still looking for these data taps. We need to find one more, and once we take care of that, we should be good to try and figure out who this Mr. Green Winters is, or Miss Simi. Still talking to all the Cruise Bazaar members. Warming herself in the dim light of a dying street lamp is a waif of a girl who looks far too worn for her years. The Mother Superior, she says there will be 7 for me to care for. I need to see them. 7 what? What do you have to care for? The captain's children. The Mother Superior says there are 7. Wait a minute. Is she trying to... She says I'm to be governess to the children. Ooh, she thinks she's in Sound of Music. You notice the chipjack poking out beneath the young woman's unruly hair. The vacant look in her eyes marks her as a likely BTL junkie, lost between reality and any number of better-than-life virtual constructs. I need money to get back to them. Look, do you know Monika? Monika? Is she one of the sisters at the Abbey? No, wait. Monika. A flicker of recognition fights through the haze in the young woman's eyes. Yes, Monika. She's good to me, brings me food to eat and tea to drink. I'm afraid I have some bad news. Despite the woman's persistent delirium, she seems to glean meaning from your tone. She died? I'm sorry, she did. The girl grips her head with claw-like hands, tugging at her hair as if she might pull her brain out through her skull. I don't like this, but I can't switch it off. The girl's frail body shudders and her eyes grow large, but she does not sob. Instead, she smiles a sad smile which looks to have been worn all too often. She'll go to heaven, she told me. It's a place for good people, stillborn babies and childhood pets. And she was a good person. The girl then begins to mumble to herself while fingering the hair that covers the jack in her head. Yeah, I'm going to step away now. Yes, good. I need to rejoin the children. Hallucinogens are bad, kids, okay? Oh, phone rings. Oh, there's the last one that we need. Let's, check out this statue first. A bizarre monument towers before you. At the top of the pedestal, the form of an angel stands, its outstretched wings looming over the small park. But the material is strange and uneven, giving the statue a cold, Frankenstein-esque appearance. That's Frankenstein. It appears that the artist has wielded this monument together from various metal scraps and pieces of junk. Now that's recycling. As you approach, a small, grimy monitor at the base of the statue flickers dimly to life. The grainy face of a smug young orc appears on screen. Hello there, I'm Herbert Kunzel, the creator of this monument. What would you like to know? Oh wow, statue name. This is my tribute to victory, the victory of anarchy. It is both a citation and parody of the statue we destroyed some 20 years ago. You may remember it from the history trids as the... whatever that word is, or Goldels. Let's look at the installation history. Isn't it obvious? A monument to the hubris of the Prussian state gets blown to bits, so someone takes a lot of bits and builds a monument to the hubris of anarchy. I mean, what more is there to say? I don't like this where you get to talk to the artist. It kind of pollutes what was originally awesome about it. Check about the artist. I am the visionary Herbert Kunzel from the Lindwimmer. You might know me from... Okay, well, there isn't much I'm known for, yet. But I intend to change that. All art is born from misery, after all. You know, let's slowly step away from the statue. Let's check the phone. What's going on here? Rufus! Oh, it's an old obsolete phone booth. It's ringing. Let's pick up the receiver. A monotone, pitch-adjusted voice begins speaking almost immediately. The Shockwell writer's contract for this Kais is no more. Wretch is listed as a follow-up contact. This is our only secured line to this Kais. Please listen to the following instructions carefully if you are a supporter of our cause. Okay, let's continue listening. We have phone booths in strategic locations throughout the city. Within each one, you may find a request posted for specific information. If you can obtain a copy of this information, return here and submit it via the port below the receiver. We will verify the authenticity of the information remotely and post an undoctored copy of it onto the Matrix ourselves. It is our stated goal for this information to remain free to all. However, you will be compensated for sought-after information returned to this location. This is probably for that anarch state that Monika was all about. And the line goes silent. Well, let's hang up the receiver. So we're probably going to be doing, like, missions in her stead, I imagine, for this flux state. Okay, data tap protocol buffer is now reset, so we finished that one. As you are resetting the data tap, you notice that someone has duct taped a small homemade receiver to the system. An earplug dangles from the receiver. Ooh, someone bugged it. Let's put the earplug in our ear. The sound of heavy machinery makes it difficult to hear the words that are being spoken. After a moment, you find you can make out two distinct voices. A nasal woman who sounds like a heavy smoker and a man who speaks in a high-pitched, breathy tone. Just heard. Monika. Need to verify. Good for us. Ooh, let's continue listening. A sound like a conveyor belt starts adding to the noise of machinery, and you can't make out anything else until it comes to a stop a minute later. Think our next step? Wait, isn't ready to make a move yet. To be patient. See who steps up. Could be someone more. Let's continue listening. More conveyor belts start up. All you can hear is the sound of machinery. Continue listening. Some sort of motorized vehicle starts up, drowning out everything else. Continue listening. A bell rings loudly again and again. It sounds like a telephone. You hear the sound of a door slam shut, and the noise of machinery is suddenly muffled. There's a rattle of plastic, and the ringing stops. The nasal woman's voice can be heard again in the sing-song tone. Guten Tag, how may I help you? Silence. Her tone changes, becomes more businesslike. I heard. Silence. Yes, he knows. I told him it wasn't time to make a move yet. Silence. What do you think I am, an idiot? The council needs to meet again. Silence. I know, getting everyone in the same room is challenging. Getting them to agree on a course of action is going to be even more challenging. From my perspective, the Cruz Bazaar was only stable because of her. If she really is out of the way, well, we'll see, won't we? Silence. Ja, I know. What can I say? Things go slow in the flux sometimes. You hear the sound of a door opening again, and the cacophony of machinery fills the line. You can't make out anything more. So, maybe this Green Winters actually basically put us there on purpose to get Monika killed. Or to get us all killed, rather. Interesting. Well, let's go ahead and return to Altug. I believe that was his name. Yeah, Altug. And see, now that we have those things installed, we can find out who this Green Winters is. His shop was... yeah, okay, his shop was this way. Come on, Dante. It's a good boy. Now, I don't think we got any more extra money. But let's head into the cafe. And looks like a few new people may have shown up. Altug smiles at you from behind the counter. Welcome back, Honored Effendi. How may I serve you? I finished with your little trifle. Ah, very good. I assume you had no difficulties? Difficulties? No. One of the taps had been modified a bit, though. Someone was using it as a surveillance device. He laughs. Of course they were. I'd be surprised they weren't. This is Berlin, after all. In the flux, everyone spies. If you do not spy, how will you know who is in power and who will be in power next? If you are to stay here, Effendi, you must get used to it. Who enters the Turkish bath will sweat, as my uncle Tadamir always says. Nevertheless, I shall have one of my people look into it. Wait, there's more! I listened in on the tap and heard something. Might be important. He eyes you closely, amused. Oh-ho! Tell me, O listener at Keyholes, what did you learn on this surveillance tap you found? I couldn't make out much. A nasal woman and a high-pitched man. They seemed pleased Monika was out of the picture. The Turk's face falls. News travels fast in Berlin. These two are known to me. Is there more? Well, the woman got a call. She talked about a council meeting tonight to decide if they should make a move. Then she was drowned out by heavy machinery. He nods grimly. Most excellent. It is indeed fortuitous that you discovered this information, though it's not unexpected. I'll have one of my people attend this council meeting and report back. Well, sounds good. Keep me in the loop. With that out of the way, let's return to our pressing business. He barks a stream of rapid-fire Turkish, and the gum-chewing young woman comes hurrying out through the counter. The menu for Herr Amsel, Uncle. Kami hands you a folded piece of paper. Inside is a memory stick. Please extend my consolations to him. The death of Fräulein Schäfer must have hit him hard. Buragazi gives Kami a small nod, and she hurries out of the room. When she's gone, he returns his attention on you. Please express my condolences as well. I only heard the news. Monika was an important part of this community. He frowns. You know how important. The memory stick Kami just handed you should contain all the information Herr Amsel requires from our chef in the field. Should you require my services in the future, you know where to find me. Until then, good day. Good stuff. Let's go ahead and head back to Amsel and get that. See if we can find out who this person is. I didn't get any extra new yen or anything out of that. Nope. Okay. Looks like we're stuck with a low amount of new yen until some sort of work shows itself. Man, I love our safe house. Our safe house is awesome. Ooh, okay, the crew is gathered up. Let's talk to all of them. Dietrich. I've got nothing more to say, boss. Let's just get this run taken care of. You can hit me up later again if you want to talk. Okay. Iger. This isn't the best of times. Come back later if you want to talk, and I'm pretty sure Glory will say the same. Wretch, what do you need? Ooh. Okay, well, we can talk to Glory, but I doubt she'll have anything to contribute. What about you, Dante? Do you have anything to say? Alright, fair enough. Here you go, Paul. Wretch? Amsel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are bloodshot, his expression grim. Did you get the information about Green Winters? Yes, I spoke to Altug. He gave me this memory stick. Let's see what his agent has to say. Amsel snatches the memory stick from your hand and slots it into his computer terminal. He navigates a series of command line menus and a wall of amber text floods the screen. Amsel scans it, mouthing the words as his eyes fit back and forth. Buragazi's agent tailed Green Winters to a hotel in the cesspool of Akai's called Drogenkype. The hotel is called Das Kesselhaus. It's a renovated factory nestled deep in the heart of the Drogenkype. It appears that Winters is holed up there. Recently there was some contention between two gangs over control of this neighborhood. Due to the gang violence, the agent refused to follow Winters inside of the hotel, but he confirms that he is still inside. Well, what are we waiting for? Iger slings her rifle over her shoulder with a single spare motion. Gear up, people. We have a hotel to raid. Gloria and Dietrich pause. Exchange looks with Paul. Just a moment, Iger. Amsel rises from his chair, drawing himself to full height. Even so, he has to crane his neck to look her in the eye. You are an excellent soldier, and no one questions your competence in the field. Your loyalty to this team is equally commendable. That said, we believe that Wretch is the right choice to lead the team. Uh-oh. There's a long pause before Iger speaks, and when she does, her voice comes out dull and flat. What? Don't mistake this decision as for a reprimand. Monika considered your contributions to the team to be invaluable. But we all know she wasn't comfortable putting a soldier in charge. Iger speaks through clenched teeth. Her words are measured and her expression is livid. This is unbelievable. You want to put the rookie in charge? Again? She shakes her head. Don't you people learn from your mistakes? Wretch is the reason we're still alive, Iger. He kept us together. He let us out of there in one piece. Making him your golden boy. She sounds tired, resigned, but above all, disappointed. This is more of your flux state idiocy at work, isn't it? Dietrich reaches out, puts his hand on her shoulder. It's what Monika believed in. Iger's voice tightens. For a moment, her control slips and her face contorts in grief. Yeah, and look where that got her. She straightens to her full height. Let me give you a piece of advice. In the field, only two things matter, the mission and survival. Everything else is a distraction. Your ridiculous politics have no place on a Shadowrun. Dietrich manages a smile. What can I say? We're German. We have a history of strong political views. Iger sighs. The tone of resignation returns to her voice. Screw it. Let's put an end to this. I've got the skill and experience to lead this team. Wretch, on the other hand, was appointed by Monika as a joke. But if you'd rather take the lead, I'll abide by that, but I want to hear each of you say it. Let's see. Well, I've no quarrel with you, Iger. I'll do as the group wishes. You stay out of this. She stabs an armored finger into your chest, hard. The moment she raises her hand to you, Dante's ears lay back and he lets out a low growl. Reflexively, she takes a half step back. Oh, I think we've heard what Dante has to say. Good boy, Dante. As for my part, Wretch saved our lives back there. You may not believe it, but he did. The way I see it, that means I follow his lead a while longer. Glory's voice is uncharacteristically gentle. I trust in Monika's judgment, therefore I trust Wretch's judgment. The discussion is finished, Iger. Amsel speaks softly, but his tone is firm. Wretch will take Monika's place as the leader of this team. Well, I'll do whatever it takes to keep this team and Monika's legacy alive. That includes taking your advice, Iger. Iger gives you a small nod. That's big of you. She looks from Dietrich to Glory to Amsel, finally down at Dante, then she sighs. I don't agree with the decision, but I will respect it. She nods again, more decisively this time. Wretch takes the lead then, conversation closed. Well, it's time to move on. We need to focus on chasing down Green Winters. Indeed, I've transferred the information that we received from Altug to the computer terminal in the next room. It used to be Monika's personal workstation, Wretch. Now it's yours. Monika kept a variety of notes and dossiers on that machine. I would suggest reviewing her notes when you have the time. Amsel turns his attention away from you and back to his computer screen. Good hunting. I'll eagerly await your return. I would suggest driving to Dragonfall. The roads aren't safe. Taking the U-Bahn would be faster anyway. Well, thanks for the tip, Iger. The U-Bahn it is. Iger nods, then turns to check her equipment. The rest of the group disperses in turn. Well... Oh, you now command a team of Shadowrunners. When traveling to new mission locations, you'll be able to choose which members of your team to bring and modify their loadout for the run. When members of your team become permanently incapacitated on a mission, they'll be automatically extracted for emergency medical care. They'll be patched up and ready for action the next time you return to your safe house. Avoid this loss of firepower by always carrying some Bumona trauma kits into the field. These can be purchased at the Street Docks office in the Cruise Bazaar. Alright, far out. Let's go ahead and look at Monika's workstation, which I assume is over here. Yep, looks like it. Here's the equipment stash. Your workstation and mission computer, the command center for your team's operations, and your last link to the memory of Monika Schaefer. Her thoughts and words live on in this machine. At times, it's easy to forget that she's gone. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies you have 0 unread messages. Alright, we'll just go down the line here. We have no unread messages. Let's read old messages. Regarding Hello Ace. The screen flickers to life and Monika's face appears. Her hands are on her hips and she's wearing a wry smile. Aww. Hey Ace, if you're reading this, that means I've either died or stepped down. Hopefully the latter, but probably the former. Not many Shadowrunners make it to retirement age. In any case, I'm sure that you'll do a fine job in the role. If you need anything, talk to Paul. He's a good man, and he knows how important it is to me that you take my place. One last thing, Ace. Iger might cause you some problems. In fact, I think it's a fair bet that she already has. Just remember, she brings something to this team that nobody else does. You'll want her on your side. My advice to you is this. Hold your own with her. If she pushes you, push back. Don't try to butter her up with flattery. She'll see right through it. Most of all, do what you can to earn her respect. She'll never be satisfied following you, but if you don't give her a better reason... let me read that. She'll never be satisfied following you if you don't give her a better reason than Monika said so. I have faith in you, Ace. It's up to you to justify that faith. She half turns away from the camera, then returns her attention to you. The image is uncannily lifelike. Oh, and by the way, Ace, if you botch this, I'm coming back and haunting your ass. I mean that. The message ends and the image fades. You find yourself back at your inbox. Man. Let's open the jobs directory. Let's get some monies. Let's view all pending and active jobs. Enter query. Oh, we have no View notes of completed jobs. Doesn't give us an option. Access the Shadowlands BBS. Shadowlands connection established successfully. Welcome to Shadowland. Oh, let's post the pay data for sale. Attach data to escrow account. Data will be automatically sold to the highest bidder. Both parties will remain anonymous throughout the transaction. Let's post the Antiquities delivery schedule. We got that during that run where Monika died. Posting successful. Posting will remain active for 2 days. Cool. Let's search the BBS for relevant keywords. Topics. Matching local keyword. Oh, killer in Seattle? And who is Blutz? Let's check the killer in Seattle. Anyone else reading about this? City's got a Lone Star contract and they can't catch the guy. This Emerald City Ripper has been on a spree and so far no one has a clue. Pathetic. If something like that happened on my block, some vigilantes would have tracked him down and stopped him. Shows how good state payroll cops are. Maelstrom. Well, I got some good news for you, man. That's been taken care of. Who says it's a he? They don't have any leads. I'll be in Seattle next week. Forward any info you have about this Ripper, and I'll see about taking him out for a date with my Walther MA 2100. I'm sure Lone Star will have a fat reward waiting for whoever blasts this goon. Pro shot. No more post in this thread. Okay. Who is Blutz? I think that's his name. I'm still recovering the logs. This hot dogger just trashed my LAN Trid hosting server. Sounds like some kid pissed over his cartoons getting cancelled. Left a bunch of garbage files all over my disk and I'll be clearing them up all day. They should make you pass a dumbass test before you are allowed to deck in this town. Step up your security. Write some white IC programs if you can. At least make the kid's hair stand on end for a few hours next time he tries it. Just make sure your IC is quick. Heavy-hitting IC is no good if it can't catch up with an intruder. In fact, I take advantage of on a regular basis. The smile... Always running, ACW? The smiling bandit strikes again. Ha ha ha. Like clockwork. Okay, so this is basically like 9gag. If you two are finished, I did have IC on the thing. Tracked the hole down. Grocery store across the street was piggybacking on my LAN and they left an unsecured jack point in a bathroom stall. Old as hell maintenance jack in a fuse box and my security ignored it. Mystery solved. Shadowland is in your personal tech support board, Lumens. Glad to see you fixed your own problem. Only way you're gonna learn. Okay, this is more like Reddit, actually. And no more posts in this thread. Okay. Let's go back. Check my inbox. Okay, I've seen if anyone had bought the files yet. Let's access Monika's team personnel files. Ooh, okay, we can find out about these people. Monika's entry on Amsel. The image of Monika appears on the screen. Paul, a talented and well-connected fixer with contacts all over Berlin. She pauses for a moment. He's more to me than that, of course, but that's neither here nor there. The image winks back off the screen. You find yourself back at the menu. Alright, how about Dietrich? Dietrich, one of my dearest friends and a shaman of tremendous power. A good man to have at your side in a fight. I tend to use Dietrich in a support role. His magic can dramatically bolster the combat effectiveness of a front-line fighter like Iger or Glory, but when the chips are down, he's more than capable of dishing out punishment on his own. Can't think of much else to say about Dietrich, just a good, reliable guy. She pauses for a moment. When she speaks again, you can hear a glint of guilt in her voice. He's getting a little long in the tooth for a Shadowrunner. I'm not sure how many more years he has ahead of him in this game. But I'll be happy to run with him as long as he's able. We'll see, I suppose. So Iger's close to retirement, or Dietrich, excuse me. Glory, our damaged enigma. I've known her for almost 5 years now, and I don't think I'll ever really know her. Somehow, I doubt that anyone will. On an operational level, Glory's solid. That chrome of hers may be old, but it gets the job done. I've seen her take a troll apart with her hand razors, and when her adrenal pump is running, she moves faster than anyone I've ever seen. On top of all that, Glory's a competent field medic. I don't know where she learned medicine, yet another question mark, but she's patched me up at least a dozen times. Between her skill with the medkit and Dietrich's magic, we haven't had much trouble with serious injuries. In our line of work, that's a luxury. Monika pauses for a moment and then shrugs. That's really all I know about Glory. She keeps to herself and barely talks, and spends most of her off time staring at nothing. I've seen this kind of behavior before, of course. Something bad happened in her past. Deep down, I think she's still running from it, and I'm sure that her cyberware ties into it somehow. I don't know. Maybe someday she'll open up to me. I'd like to think that she will. We'll see, I suppose. Well, you're not going to find out about it, but maybe I will. Now, let me find out about Iger here. Iger. What to say about Iger? She's smart, she's strong, and she's one hell of a soldier. In a close-up fight, I've seen her take apart an entire security team with her shotgun, and she's even more dangerous at range. It's a handy thing having a trained sniper on the team. All in all, we enjoy one hell of an advantage thanks to her. Unfortunately, there are some disadvantages too. All of that military training has left her, how to say it, rigid, I suppose. Unlike the others, Iger isn't content to go with the flow. She wants lists and maps and timetables. She wants a hierarchy, and she wants it formalized. I don't think she realizes it, but giving her what she wants would destroy this team. Gloria and Dietrich wouldn't put up with it for more than a day or two. I know that I wouldn't, but she keeps on pushing all the same. Monika shakes her head. One of these days, the situation is going to come to a head. I just hope it doesn't happen soon. Alright, now let's see Monika's entry on me. No entry on Dante, though? Wretch, my secret weapon. I've run enough with Wretch to know that he's trustworthy, good in a fight too, but beyond all of that, it's just good to see him again. There aren't many people left from the old days, far too few. And Wretch? She smiles. Well, he was always the best of them. She takes a deep breath and then shakes her head with a sigh. God, that was sappy. Mental note, re-record this before Wretch gets a chance to see it. At any rate, if anything happens to me, it's good to know that he'll be able to fill my shoes. It's not what Iger would want, but it's what would be best for the team. Well, Monika had a lot of faith in me. I guess we'll have to make sure that's warranted. Okay, well, I guess we're going to go ahead and head to the U-Bahn and try and find out what who this Green Winters is and how this ties into Monika's death. And we're going to go ahead and do that in the next episode, guys. If you liked the video, go ahead and click like down below, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. That'd be a big help, and we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.